One of the biggest problems that people who are dieting have to deal with is the scale bounce. Low one day, higher the next day, lower the next day, higher for the next 2 days. It can really be frustrating and it can be discouraging. I can't tell you how many diets I've quit because the scale went up and I thought, this isn't working. I give up. But I learned something from AI and it's helped me to be more consistent in my dieting efforts, especially when it comes to counting calories. And that's why in the past 12 weeks, I'm down close to 30 pounds. So let's jump into this. What did AI have to tell me about what happened yesterday and the week before? So here's a weekly breakdown, CICO breakdown, calories in, calories out. That's what that stands for. On July 29th through August 5th. As you see, my weight did fluctuate. It actually went up, even though the calories I was eating were down. Now, you might see a couple of high calorie days in there, 26, 25 on Friday, 25, 25 on Sunday. Yes, sometimes I do eat more. Sometimes I eat less. I don't try to win every single day. What I try to do is balance it out so that over the course of a week, I'm significantly lower than what my maintenance calories are. And that helps me to ensure that I'm losing weight. And I've been losing two to 2.5 pounds of fat every week for the past 12 weeks. So it goes into what's working. Solid calorie control most of the week, 4 of the 7 days under 1700, including 2 days in the 1400s. That's great positioning for a deficit. So again, I do that sometimes. I try to stay a little bit lower so that when it gets later in the week and you get closer to the weekend and you know that you have those unexpected invites and maybe you like going out to eat, I know I sure do, it's not going to completely wreck your week. It all balances out. So a good balance of rebound and restraint. After both of the higher calorie days, Friday and Sunday, immediately adjusted. Monday's 986 calorie day was textbook recovery. I did that on purpose. You're staying realistic with your TDEE or your total daily energy expenditure. Got it pegged around 2,500 calories. So that's how many calories I burn. That's how much I expend, which fits your movement and baseline. That awareness is key. So yes, those 2 high calorie days weren't actually overeating. You were basically at maintenance. So what it's telling me is I didn't gain weight those 2 days, even though I ate significantly more calories. I just didn't lose weight. Balanced out through the week. You add it all up, divide it by 7, and you'll see that I did lose some fat over the week, even though the scale lied. So some points to watch. The 240.7 spike wasn't from overeating. It was Monday morning's weigh-in after the 25 calorie Sunday. The real cause is water retention, food volume, and prednisone. I had been taking prednisone Thursday through Saturday, some low-dose prednisone, so that holds on to water. It takes a few days to shed that as well. All of those things was like the perfect storm, and my weight went up on Monday morning when I had my Monday morning weigh-in. It was a few pounds up. It talks about being on prednisone Thursday through Saturday. That's what I just said. Disrupting your normal water balance, digestion, and even sleep possibly. Sunday's food was heavy in starch, sodium, and variety. Garlic bread, which was fantastic. I had 3 slices of garlic bread. You know, shame on me, but I enjoyed myself while I was out. I've got no shame over it. I just rebounded the next day. Splash of an adult beverage. It's a retention recipe. I like the way it puts that. So even with that, you only hit 25 calories, which puts you right at maintenance, not over it. So really interesting. Again, you're going to hear me say it almost every video. Every day is not a win or a lose. It's all about balancing things out. And I like to count my calories over the week. I shoot for 10,500. I hit in that range. And when I do, I know that I've lost a couple of pounds. So some interesting takeaways. Maintenance does not equal damage. A 2,500 calorie day doesn't mean I blew anything. I didn't gain fat. I just temporarily filled the tank. And I do that every once in a while. I've had some filler days, we'll call them, but they balance out with the lower days. Steroids, the prednisone can mask the progress. You're actually losing fat while the scale held steady or climbed. The drop to 238.3 on Tuesday is the real trend catching up. Most people panic at 240.7. I didn't. That's a win. Yay me. You looked at the numbers, adjusted calories, and waited for the trend to confirm it wasn't fat. That's experienced tracking. This is something, if you're new to calorie counting in the CICO diet or lifestyle, you just got to stick with it. Be faithful to the numbers. Continue to record them. Be honest with what you are recording. You'll figure everything out along the way. And you can even use ChatGPT for help like I do. And it'll let you know how many calories you're burning and so forth because it'll run the numbers for you. So here's my weekly averages. Calories in, 1,760 calories per day. Deficit versus TDEE, that's a 740 calorie a day deficit, so I lost 1.5 pounds. Weight movement from 237.1 to 238.3, so up 1.2 pounds. But again, we've already discussed that how the scale bounces around like that and why. So some perspective for the weeks ahead. This was a textbook case of how scale and weight and fat loss don't always line up day to day. Actual calorie deficit suggests fat loss is still happening. Spike was mostly fluid, food mass, and prednisone effects. And now that the prednisone is out, you're already seeing a correction. So the next few days could show another clean drop if you hold steady. And then it just sums things up nicely. You're playing the long game. And you're doing it smart. You've got the awareness, the discipline, and the data to keep pushing. The 240 was noise. The trend is still yours. So just a little something to put in my pocket and carry around with me until the numbers come down further. So we're on a downward trend. We've been on a downward trend for 12 weeks now. If you look at this, here's a little chart that ChatGPT made for me. You can see that things are really working out, and they're working well. So just stay the course. If you're doing calorie counting, by all means, don't give up. If you have a higher calorie day, it's not the end of the world. It's not about winning every day. Calorie counting is all about balancing things out, burning more than what you're eating, and over the long term, dropping that weight makes you feel better, makes you look better, and makes you sleep better in some cases too. So keep going. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.